From the land of pines, lofty balsams, comes the very refreshing hams. Hams. Yes, from the land of sky blue waters to you comes Hams, the beer refreshing as the crisp, cool land it's brewed in. The beer that captures for you the wonderful refreshment of this enchanted Northland.
All right, that's enough of that. Hey, everybody, this is Matt. We're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching our Sunday afternoon podcast. This is a podcast that we do every Sunday at 5 o'clock Mountain Time.
From the land of sky blue water.
We are actually not doing it from the land of sky blue water. Where is that? Lake Minnetonka?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know which. Yeah. So, anyway, thanks for joining us. How many people we got watching? Half a dozen, something like that.
I don't know.
Who knows how many there'll be by the time
17.
this is all right. 17. Thanks everybody for joining us. So, to my right, your left is Chris, and he is the only one with a Texas Toast shirt on today. And of course, working the boards, we have the lovely and talented Miss Texas Toast. And I hope that you can hear her today.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think they can. I think we got our microphone things figured out too.
Yeah,
so that's
so.
good.
Hopefully. Guess who picked up a sponsor?
Who?
Hams.
The beer refreshing. You know, that would be great actually to have.
Except we didn't.
Sponsor.
Yeah.
Really
if by sponsor
crappy
you mean
beer.
they let me buy a case of it for $13.
That's probably a kind of sponsorship.
Yeah,
that's
that's practically giving it to us, right?
Practically giving
Yeah.
it away.
Hey, did you guys know that it's 8 o'clock in Argentina?
I did not know that.
AM
but
or PM?
I don't have any idea. I'm really bad at geography.
it's probably PM.
Mhm.
I don't
They're
know,
just
Julian.
south. It's probably
Yeah, it's really not that
yeah.
far. Yeah,
No.
and it's yeah, maybe
They're really only a few
more
hours
along the
away.
same line, slightly diagonal like this.
Yeah. So anyway, man, there's been a lot of stuff going on in the shop, and we've got a lot of things we want to talk a little bit about. We've got an actual topic, but we want to bring you guys up to speed with what's been going on in the workshop. Give you an update for the NAMM show. We're going to tell you a little bit about this guitar. Chris is going to tell you some stories. We're going to sing some songs. We're going to have a lot of laughs, and yeah. So thanks everyone for tuning in.
We may even learn something.
We may even learn something before it's done. You know what I don't want to do though? I don't want to talk about Mark Agnesi or Gibson.
Gibson.
Now that doesn't mean that I won't do it. I just
Yeah.
don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've I like watching the titles of people's videos on YouTube,
Mhm.
and they all seem to be trying to outdo each other.
Gibson
For
sucks
views.
butts.
Yeah, and basically is the last one that I saw is Gibson steps on their own dick, and I'm like, really? Is that necessary? That's really what we need
Do you
to call
remember
that?
who that was?
No, it was a couple guys. I
I
started
remember,
watching
yeah,
that.
I
It
got
was
that
yeah,
notification.
and the funny part is it worked. They had like 54,000 views
Wow.
on their little Gibson dick video.
Well, anytime you put dick in a title of
Yeah.
something, people are going to watch.
People like
Ooh,
dicks.
let's try that.
Okay. All right.
Someone called you a dick
Oh.
on a Facebook, not here, but on
Oh,
a Facebook post. And,
Oh, they did?
hey, you want to know a guy? I could talk to him, but he's kind of a dick.
That's
though.
right. Lee did that. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny
So
because it's true.
I posted a picture of the new Challenger, that one of the ones we're taking to the show, and it's one of my favorite guitars that we've ever done because it's the Challenger shape, which I love, and it's the burst colors that I love, and maybe it'll be up here next week and you guys can see it. But
And let's just be honest, it is probably the finest burst
it's rocking.
ever that's ever been done.
Yeah, yeah. You better get the birth control if you buy this guitar.
Yeah, really you
because-
should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I put something like, if I ever get to own one, it'll be one like this, because this is one of my, it's kind of, my go-to thing.
But you don't want to be the guitar company guy that says, I can't own one of my own guitars.
I can own one of my guitars. I just don't.
Right.
So,
exactly. And that's yeah.
Maybe I could tell everyone a little bit about why I don't own a Texas Toast guitar. Mostly it's because I don't,
You don't
play
play
the
the
guitar
guitar.
right now in any bands, but I do play bass. So I have my own Texas Toast bass.
Yeah.
And I have lots and lots and lots of Texas Toast guitars that are mine, that are for sale. But yeah, I don't have any that I'm like, I'm not selling this one. This is mine and no one can have it. So
And there's a body and a neck, I think, that are roaming around, or
The
did
one
that?
that's the one
That's
that
the
is in the
one.
picture. I
Oh.
used to say Matt on it, like this is my guitar. but
Okay.
yeah.
Well, but you can always build, and I do something similar, except I do build them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
keep them for a very, very short
Yeah.
period of time, and then I move them on.
At this stage of my life, I'm
So,
not gonna
yeah.
I'm not gonna be someone who, I'm not even the world's okayest guitar player, but that's a story for another day. So
That doesn't stop a lot of guys from
No.
owning a lot of guitars, Matt.
No,
Let's be
that's
honest.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I get a lot of enjoyment and satisfaction from seeing people who are good players playing my guitars
Yeah.
and digging them. So like
yeah.
so we had, in fact, one guy, Bart McCrory, picked up his Adventurer guitar
Mhm.
this week, and he is a shred machine.
Mhm.
It still should be the Expedition.
But it's not. It's the Adventurer. So
And said, "Hey Bart, your guitar's done," and it was mostly done.
And a few minutes later,
He
showed up.
showed up, and it was, okay, well, here it is. I literally just put strings on it 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
We'll probably need to adjust it and do some stuff.
Mhm.
And he just starts wailing on it.
Yeah.
And it's all tuned down and
He tunes to
it's
C.
just, and
The
then
24 3/4 inch scale.
yeah, he's got
Yeah.
big strings on it, and he's playing it, and he's shredding away. And then he's like, "No, it's perfect, man.
But
Don't touch it." Okay.
Do your thing. Don't fuck with it. Anyway.
Oh, that's not my thing. That's
Okay,
Jefferson's
yeah, that's
thing.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're going to talk about a lot of good stuff today. So
Well, first of all,
we have some. Yeah,
well, I'll talk as long as I want.
I know.
I'd like to wish everybody a happy Canada Day.
Oh,
And I would like
Canada.
to add one more thing to that,
All right.
a little sidebar. I wish you'd take Samantha Bee back.
Is she from Canada?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Julian has also confirmed that it is in fact 8 p.m. in
in
Argentina.
Argentina, right?
It was shortly 6 minutes ago.
Mhm.
1 p.m. in Memphis, where you will be soon. Yeah.
1 p.m. No, it's not.
7 p.m.
Oh no, maybe I don't know. 1 in the morning. I don't know.
No,
It's not that
how
far.
far away do you
Fennel.
think Memphis?
I told you I suck at geography.
You have to go around the
It's
world
not
to get.
1. It's like 2
Wow.
hours ahead of us. It's like
Yeah.
7 p.m.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not
You
one.
Yeah.
You fooled me.
Do you know what? Do
It's
you know
not
what
that
time it is
hard.
in Cincinnati? July 4th. That's what time it is in Cincinnati right
Yeah.
now.
And then it's also midnight in Scotland.
Right. Then wrong accent.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close.
So hey, so that's cool that we get so many people from so many places watching these, and I hope that we don't let them down.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we could ask the guy in Scotland what
You know
the
what? It was
football
Faculty
score
Links
is?
was fucking with me, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he does that.
Oh yeah.
Who was
yeah.
it?
Faculty Links.
Uh-huh. Gary Cherry.
Gary, that
Yeah.
guy. He's
Do you think
funny.
we could get like the football scores and gamble on it, like who won the game?
It's not in the future.
It's in the
What?
future.
No, it
not
is.
in
You
the
just said
future.
it's like midnight there.
In Scotland.
Yeah. What time is it here?
Quit being an arse.
5.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Future.
you two. You're both pretty. Not you, Chris. So anyway, what guitar related things do we want to talk about today? We can just fiddle dick around too and talk about
Yeah,
time.
no,
Well,
we'll talk about
had
guitars.
at 4:33. We already had an answer to the topic question of
Oh.
how long should what is it?
How long should your guitar last?
And the Dirty Knob says until it falls off the stand.
That does happen.
Until the headstock breaks.
And then you
Wah,
can send it to
wah,
Matt and he'll most
wah.
likely fix it.
I will these days. I will. But there was a time when my website had an FAQ section, and it will go back up there. And one of the FAQs was, "Do you do repairs?" And there was a one-word reply, "No." But I have to do repairs now, so we do. We try to do repairs that nobody else wants to do, like big things that we can charge a lot of money for.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we'll see where that goes. So
Here's a question.
Oh, good.
From Stephen Mantha. If violins can last a couple hundred years, why can't a guitar or bass with proper care and maintenance?
all right, absolutely. So one of the things that I guess we should just jump right into our topic, and we'll get around to some of the other things a little bit later, or should we go ahead and
Other things?
Well, we got a lot of things we want to talk about today, or should we do the
Just
things we
always
want,
a lot of
things first, and then
Oh, it doesn't matter to me.
okay, let's just jump right in, and I'll try to rein it back in. So I don't see why a guitar couldn't last for for many, many generations. The real problem, of course, is you will probably sell it before it breaks.
And then
You
it's
know,
a pawn shop guitar
and then
eventually.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
So, how many violins that are centuries old have been in the same family for all of those many, many years?
The
Probably not many.
Stradivarius violins.
Probably not. I mean, you know, I think those change hands, and
Well,
they,
like my great grandfather was one of the first luthiers that made a lute. It was like he was like the fourth person to make a lute.
yeah, I
you know,
remember
Sue
you
and
saying
Gibson.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that working out?
Oh, it's going along swimmingly.
Perfect. So one of the things that we get asked a lot is, can you do two very specific things? One is, can you do nitrocellulose lacquer finishes? Although people don't ask like that. They go, can you do nitro? Can you do nitro?
Wasn't that a guy in
Monday Nitro.
in the Running Man?
Yes.
Okay.
And then another question that we get is, can you do stainless frets? Yes. Right, Chris?
Correct.
So why is you look way taller than I am? I'm not sitting up straight. Why don't you slouch more? So it's to me that people want those two things on the same guitar. They want nitrocellulose lacquer, which immediately starts to go tits up as soon as you spray it. And they want stainless frets, which never, ever, ever wear out. So you have frets that never wear out and a finish that starts wearing out immediately. And let's
never stops wearing.
That's right. And make no mistake, when lacquer starts wearing out immediately, I actually mean that the second it gets sprayed out of the gun and gets deposited onto the instrument, it starts to fail. Is that, or maybe you can elaborate a little bit on that, Chris?
I really can't elaborate on it. That's pretty much true.
And how many advances in lacquer finishes happened over the last 50 years?
None.
Actually, it's gotten a lot worse.
It has.
Get some lacquer thinner.
Yeah.
It's a cheapish bullshit.
Do you want to move over to this side of the thing?
You know what?
So
I'll just sit here and look pretty.
It's come on now. Yeah. So what is it about lacquer that everybody loves, and what is it about stainless steel that everybody loves? Stainless, I think, is just something that lasts for a long, long time, and so they're industry buzzwords really more than anything else.
That was maybe going to be the topic this week.
Industry buzzwords,
and we could do that again sometime. But yeah,
well, the thing about it to me is, we offer neither one of those two things except for stainless frets at an upcharge. We'll do that for our premium, mostly because the finish that we spray is easier to spray than lacquer to get the same quality results every single time. And it's not just us. You know, anyone who makes guitars at some point or another is going to use modern urethane based.
Yeah, we'll lie to you if you'd like. We could lie to you about the finish. Well, or we could do it the way that I think a lot of places do it.
Oh, and spray lacquer over
the top of the urethane base. Yeah, because that's a thing. This guitar's lacquer.
It's the opposite.
Yeah,
it's sort of like the Fender or the Music Man amps. They had power tube power amps and solid state preamps, which is what nobody wanted. So this actually does have lacquer as a base coat and urethane top coat.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about those two things? What do you think about stainless frets, and what do you think about nitrocellulose, and what do you think about modern paints, and what do you think about nickel steel frets? You know, we have switched over to the cryo wire that Stu Makoff. That is our new standard fret wire. And the reason that we switched to it was because allegedly it lasts longer and it is easier to work than stainless. It sort of seems like it's right in the sweet spot.
So I've got already a couple questions or answers to your questions.
I'm all ears.
And BB Maid said there are many, many different ways to formulate lacquer, and it's not as durable as modern coatings. And then Eric Terra says, I need stainless frets and lacquer.
Ooh.
Yes.
He said that, but he doesn't really mean that. Or does he?
I'm just reading the words on the screen. There's no sarcasm font.
There's no.
So it's hard to tell sometimes.
Is Eric Terror, does he speak New Jersey? Is he the guy who speaks New Jersey? Remember that you've had some.
Is he out of Facebook jail yet?
Yeah, he's out of Facebook.
Is he?
jail.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Good. Way
the
to
reason
go.
the reason he's out of Facebook jail many weeks ago, actually.
Is he?
I was
All right.
wondering though, like if he speaks New Jersey, you might actually want to call him Eric Terra. Or no.
Yeah. And doesn't he know about Taylor Ham?
Yeah.
I think he does.
Okay, we're getting nothing from Mrs. Texas Toast except for this.
Just be quiet.
This
Don't
Keep
stare.
talking.
don't make
We're
eye
getting
contact.
getting the 1,000-yard stare from Mrs.
Keep
Texas
talking.
Toast. So yeah, there are
You
things
still
that
see me?
people. Yes, she can. There are
Yeah.
things that people want, and I think they don't know why they want it. And some of them are like, well, because I want this has to be the one guitar that I buy that lasts me for the rest of my life. I don't think it needs to be that way. I think you can. I don't know. Man, there's probably how many times was Stevie Ray Vaughan's #1 refretted, re-necked? I don't know if it was ever re-necked, but maybe
Eventually it was refretted a bunch of times,
Yeah.
and then some light rigging fell on it, and it broke the neck.
Mm.
So he took the neck off one of his other guitars and put it on
Okay.
that one. I don't know where it all ended up, but
Yeah.
it's
okay to have just because something is nickel doesn't mean that it's disposable. You don't have to have stainless steel, and stainless frets, while they last a long time, doesn't mean that nickel like starts to fade immediately. Just because Eddie
Yeah.
Van Halen can make it break right away
Runs-
doesn't mean that
yeah,
you can.
Yeah.
Well, Doc Siltonen said he thinks most of the hype on stainless frets is forum hype.
I think you're absolutely right. And as a matter of fact, I think that most hype is forum hype.
Andrew St. Pierre said, I think the aging of rock musicians sparked a buzz for their instruments, which are old, beaten up, and lacquered. Lacquer starts to look aged almost immediately. Remember Max Bass?
Oh, I thought he was
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about the musicians
Or-
being old and beat up.
That's what he was saying. Both of them. Yes, I think it was
Yeah.
they're synonymous.
Yeah, musicians that are old and beat up.
Beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Mac brought his
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
from the cold
yeah.
car into the heated shop and
Yeah,
opened it up, and you
yeah.
could see the check
You could
just do
watch
like
it
the
check.
wave down the
Yeah,
body.
yeah.
It's kind of cool.
It is. Yeah. And I love old things, old cars, old houses, old guitars. I like, you look at it at something, and you're like, man, if this guitar could tell some stories about its life, it would pretty much say,
I sat in a case under the bed for 50 years.
for a really long time.
Yeah.
But I do love old things, and I like the way things
Yeah.
age. So, but that being said, I also really like restoring old
Mhm.
things and making them look new again. So it kind of depends on the thing. I like old and original. I don't like old and redone poorly and then olded again.
Yeah, you mean
You
like
know?
phony relicking?
Well,
and-
yeah, phony relicking. Well, not even that, but just this was let's just say guitars.
Mhm.
It was an old guitar. It was really beat up. I repainted it, but I did it wrong, and now it's beat up
And
again.
that can happen. Yeah. And
so,
does.
yeah.
But let's answer the question. How long should your guitar last? I mean, man, if you're middle age, how long does it need to last? I get this a lot in other industries, where people go, my rifle needs to be able to shoot 60,000 rounds before it needs a new barrel. Well, gosh, you probably aren't going to play it, or you're probably not going to shoot that many cartridges through that rifle.
Yeah.
And any wear item, you know what I mean? The older you get, the less it needs to be good. Unfortunately, or how about this? The less it has to last for forever. The problem is that as you get older, you start to get more discretionary income, and you want that neat shit. You want that tier 1 stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't know how long does that stuff need to last? And the answer probably is not as long as you need it to, but I talk a lot about first cool, second cool, and stainless frets and lacquer finishes and those kinds of buzzwordy kind of things are all there's a first cool element to them, and that they have a value that people generally recognize, and it seems to be universal, whereas second cool is it's different for every person. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know, stainless frets, lacquer finish, does it have to have that stuff in order to be good or in order to be cool? And I don't think the answer is yes to either one. But if you really want it, go for it. And stainless, but stainless frets will last way longer than a lacquer finish. Like I said, I've got high hopes for the cryogenically treated fret wire. I think that's going to be. I hope that's going to be a game changer.
Stay tuned here for the next 20 years, and we'll let you know how that works out.
Well, Russell Eckert said that he is building a guitar with cryo wire now, influenced by y'all.
Really? Okay, cool.
Really, you calling him a liar?
No, why would no? It's just surprising that we would influence anybody.
You keep talking about that.
And James Severin said he used stainless steel on his guitar that needs a refret.
It already needs a refret. Well, I guess there's stainless and then there's stainless, right?
Well, did he say he's replacing the original wire with stainless, or he did a guitar with stainless and now it needs replacing?
You know what I know.
Okay.
Well, maybe he'll give us more
I don't know.
information.
And different people play different ways. And I've owned guitars that I played literally every day for an hour or more, and gigged with it and that for a lot of years. And when I finally decided to sell it, I looked at the frets and they were slightly worn.
You've got a lot of life in frets that you can redress.
Yeah, and you can do that. You can. I think the idea that just because the frets have some dents in them, you need to replace them is completely wrong.
Absolutely.
Eventually the guitar will become unplayable, and that doesn't. The guitars with dents in the first 3 frets aren't unpleplayable.
How about
in a lot of ways they play better than another guitar? I mean, it's kind of broken in. Is it buzzing? What's the guitar doing that makes you think it needs a refret?
Okay, well, BB Mate said taking care of guitar will outlive a couple owners or more.
Absolutely.
And then it just switched. Oh, so Gosling Creative says a guitar should last forever. It should be made in a way that you can swap out parts that wear out. That is fret jobs, pickup replacements.
Sure. Good point.
Yeah, I think that's true.
I got a couple of interesting off-topic questions.
Ooh, I love those.
Okay, so Doc Siltonen, Karina, !? Worth it or forum hype?
You mean white limba? Okay, in the 50s, Gibson fooled a lot of people by calling a wood that is known everywhere else in the world as white or black limba, and they started calling it Karina. I don't know why they did it, but they did.
Why do you call black poison wood black poison wood?
Or no, I call poplar black Leary.
Black Leary,
yeah.
That's it.
So is it worth it?
Because of the limba thing.
Because of the limba deal, yeah. So if Gibson can call something, if they can call MDF tone wood, then
we can make up stuff
tone
too.
board.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's the Gibson Corvus made with tone board. Which
how come I can? Is this old newsprint?
Yeah.
Yes.
So okay, let me tell you here's my 2 cents, which is a long 2 cents, by the way, of whether or not white limba or Karina is worth it. If you're gonna paint it, no. If you're gonna let it show through as white limba and have it that cool yellow color, then absolutely. I have a secret stash of that stuff, and it's getting smaller and smaller. My secret stash. I think there's enough to do 1.5 guitars, and maybe I'll make myself a challenger with white limba, and that'll be my guitar. Yeah, right.
You should do that one sunburst you like.
I should. Yeah. Yeah. So I would say if you're going to paint it, if you're going to burst it, then no, white limba or what. By the way, everyone who uses white limba now in the guitar industry calls it Karina. You know why?
Because Tiffany was a bit daft.
I was actually going to say
UK said.
Oh,
that's why they call it Karina, because Tiffany was a bit daft.
I was actually going to say because guitar players refer to it as Karina and they don't want to have to explain it in the manufacturer's information, but maybe because of Tiffany. So yeah, it's a really, really neat wood. It looks a lot like very, very light mahogany. In fact, we had some mahogany that was so light that when we put an amber base coat, transparent amber base coat on it, it looked a lot like white limba or Karina when you put an amber.
Yeah, we could have passed it off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But would we do that?
No,
we would not do that.
So an answer,
guarantee.
So short answer to your question is
short.
Karina worth it? Yes, it's worth it if you don't want to paint it.
And I think that's true of a lot of woods.
Yeah.
If you're looking for certain sonic qualities, but if you're looking for a certain look,
it can be very light.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that,
Karina. Yeah,
Karina,
well, our secret stash has been
it's super dry.
yeah, floating around for who knows how long.
Well, it's a secret stash
Up here
so-
at this
Yeah.
the rarefied air of
Mhm.
And if we want to
Arvada,
keep it
Colorado.
secret, we have to kill all the viewers.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, eventually it's all going to be gone, but that's not going to mean that you can't get any more
No.
white limba.
So- So Space Groiper, in my attempt to say that correctly, it doesn't feel right in my mouth. So
Okay.
I apologize if I'm murdering your handle, dude. He says, what was StuMac's response to your template?
I talked with Eric at StuMac about that, and I would not be surprised if in 2020 we don't see something like that from StuMac.
I think stuff like that seems to take forever.
But Eric
From
did,
those companies?
did tell me that it takes them a long
And then all
time
of a
to do
sudden it
that.
happens.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
yeah.
boom. Hey, I think we're going to do it. And then, oh,
I want you guys
it's
to
here.
know something about that template too. I sent that information and my the only one that I have and the only router bases that I have to Eric at StuMac. And I said, look, I don't want any money for this. I just want you guys to make this because I think it's neat.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Now, the reason that I bring that up is because the guy who actually did the machine work on that suggested that it was his idea. And it was absolutely not his idea. It was actually an idea that I stole from Rick McGuire at McGuire Guitars.
From a 10-year-old video.
From a 10-year-old, yeah, which was 10 years old at the time. And I actually talked to Rick and I said, hey, I'm sending this to StuMac. Are you okay with it? And he's like, yeah, I'm okay with it. It would be nice to get a mention in their catalog. And it wasn't like Rick's idea was for not for the StuMac router base. It was for his own router base. The only thing I did differently when I had that machinist guy make it was I had him make a new base that would work with the StuMac precision router base for the Dremel tool. That's the only thing that I did different from Rick's. And I had it work specifically with the StuMac trapezoidal in stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if in the next year or so we don't see something like that. I have no idea how much it's going to be. I get no money at all from that. I'm just hoping that maybe we'll get mentioned in the catalog. I think that'd be neat. And I want Rick to get mentioned too. So that would be cool.
When I Googled some of those same basic concepts and ideas, and you can go on Amazon or eBay and you can get a router bit and template
And a bushing.
and bushings,
Yeah.
multiple bushings,
Yeah.
so that you can put in a specific, and it was for plywood,
Yeah.
but it's basically those little football things they put in them,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
patches. These were bow tie patches.
Okay.
And you could route out the wood with one bushing, and then you could cut out
You can
a
cut
filler,
the patch. Yeah.
the patch with another. It's
Neat.
it's it's really neat, but it's not exactly a brand new idea.
No.
And it might be a new idea for guitars. And what we should do is we should figure out how guys at Gibson and guys at whoever, Rickenbacker, Gretsch, did that stuff, and I'll bet you they used the exact same.
Probably back in the old
concept.
days, there was no CNC, so they had to
No.
do something.
Yeah, and I'll bet you it was basically that.
Well, it
So
probably
yeah,
was.
yeah, and it's a super cool tool, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
it's neat. So again, thanks for
Yeah.
watching that video. By the way, I hope
Yeah.
this StuMac can do something for you guys with that.
it's amazing in this industry, in guitars, and also in other industries. Every new idea is actually an old idea that people have just
Mhm.
forgotten about.
Mhm.
And
Just
you
like
can go
movies.
back. Yeah, you can go back and you can look at stuff and go, oh, somebody already thought about that.
Like nobody realizes
Already
that
did it.
Star is Born is the fourth incarnation of that fucking movie.
Wait, what?
The fourth. The
Huh?
fourth.
What?
And the Titanic was a real thing.
At the boat sinks every
Yeah.
time you watch it.
Yep. So we have a reply. Oh, wait.
What is it?
Give me a second.
The reply
right.
is
Oh,
yes.
here it is. So the original question of the topic, John Hanna. If you are a touring guitarist, a new guitar every tour, and if you play occasionally, like once a year, or if you just collect the guitars, then once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It is funny too. Like, why would you want one single solitary guitar to last you the rest of your life?
That's always what I think.
Yeah.
And I
That's like saying, why do you want one wife to last the rest of your
Nah,
life?
it's
That's
not
what
really the
Chris
same
says all
thing.
the time.
That is what I say all the time. Yeah, I get a new one every week.
You get one that feels right, you keep it.
Sure.
I'm gonna have you refretted, Carrie Ann.
With a much harder material, if
know
you
what
know what
that
I mean.
I almost
Yeah.
spewed Ham's beer out of my nose.
No,
Just
our
now.
new sponsor, Ham's Beer.
Yeah.
Ham's beer,
It
the
was
beer
almost-
refreshing.
Do you think we'll get like a thing like you use this material and you're gonna get a content strike because of your using the Ham's Beer thing? I guess we'll find out.
Oh yeah. I don't
Maybe
think
we'll
so,
get a
'cause they don't
content
use
strike
the.
for
I don't
that.
think they use that song anymore. Either.
Oh, okay.
Plus, we'll just tell them it was Hiawatha by the Surfaris. It's the same
Ooh,
thing.
that was a good song.
Yeah, it was a good song. Yeah, it is a good song.
So we're 30 minutes in, and I want to talk a little bit about the guitar that is between
Oh.
Chris and I.
Uh-huh.
This is
It's between who?
Chris and me. Chris. Okay, so I want to talk about this guitar. So take it away, Chris. Yeah, I put him on the spot there.
It's the only thing that's stopping Matt and I from like literally choking each other out
Matt and
right
who?
now.
Oh, actually, you
Sorry,
know what?
The grammar Nazi's gonna walk
I thought I
away
said
there.
Matt and me.
No, you didn't. You
Did I say Matt and I?
Which is funny because okay, before we do that, I want to talk about my new hater that I have. I have a new hater, and I can't remember his name, but he commented on one of our videos where I make the guitar with scrap wood, the one.
Oh, the one true and holy
Yeah,
video that
yeah,
we have yet to
we've yet to duplicate the success of.
duplicate. Yeah.
So it's
that's
this
a good one.
I'm going to guess young man, and he says his original comment to me was, "You talk too much, and I think you drink too much too." But he spelled it, "You talk too T-O much, and you drink too T-O much." So my reply was, "I think you mean I talk too T-O-O much, and I drink too T-O-O much." And then he got back to me and said, "That's exactly what I said. I think you're too pissed to." Or I really struck a nerve or something like that. And
Mhm. Did he use the word pissed?
yes, he did. And
Oh,
but
well.
he said that I think you're Y-O-U-R. So I had to correct him again. And I explained to him that it wasn't me that was pissed, but it was English teachers everywhere that were. And then he sends me a thing back, and I think when he says pissed, he's from
Yes.
England. He was
Mhm.
meant that I was drunk. So then he was like,
Yes.
"I can see that you've sobered up," and I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I don't know how much this person thinks I drink. So he finally got mad enough, and he did something. And I'm like, "You know what? I like you a lot. You're really fun, and thanks for doing this. It's fun to interact with people who watch the videos, even if they don't like me, and then sometimes especially if they don't like me. But yeah,
Sometimes it's fun to poke those guys until you get them on your side, or you show enough humor in all of it that they're like, yeah, you're right, you got me. That's cool.
And I have
All right.
had that happen.
Yeah,
on
and
some
that's
videos.
something I've learned
Yeah.
from all of this is
Yeah,
you can be like really offended and really pissed off, or you can
Yeah.
poke back a little bit.
yeah.
And if you do it right, it usually ends up that you're at least,
Yeah. And I think this
Squares.
is just a young guy who,
Yeah.
is like, I'm just going to hate everything. And okay, fine. I don't, I don't care. But if you're going to talk smack on the internet, you kind of got to get I had no idea what he was talking about. His syntax and grammar was really funny. It was so bad. It was funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's my new hater, and that's my salty reply to a salty comment. But let's talk a little bit about this guitar. We actually had this on display the other day, and this is Micah Learn painted this for us. Well, she did all the it's not really pinstriping, and it's not really painting, but it's a lot of brush work and a lot of pinstripe work. And this is on a guitar that we made probably 4 years ago.
Yeah, and it is hand striped, and it is with a brush. It's with a pinstripe brush. It's just a much wider brush, and it's not that traditional like rockabilly, Rat Fink, lowbrow kind of art.
It's really neat, and she is very talented, and we expect to see great things from her in the future.
Where do you think she got that from?
Well, her old man is Mike Learn, who is the highly coveted and sought after artist who does work for like everybody cool in the guitar and motorcycle and car world. Mike does so much stuff.
You want to know something about Mike?
Yeah.
I hate him so much.
You love him. Mike is our dear good friend, and he lives about 20 miles from us. And we bounce a lot of ideas off of Mike a lot, and he's a great guitar builder and a great painter. And we actually started using a new kind of paint, a new kind of clear top coat, thanks to Mike. And this guitar has it.
It's one of the first ones that we did.
One of the very first ones that we did with the new top coat. And here's the thing about the reason this guitar is on display right now is because I don't want to finish it.
Right.
It's a shape that we don't do anymore, and I'm not going to finish it. I want to sell it as is. And I want somebody watching to buy it. Can you do the can you Vanna White this one? So this is a maple top. It's carved and it's slim. Oh, it's got one pickup too. It doesn't have a neck pickup. It does have a bridge pickup, but dig that. So it's bound and it's mahogany back and mahogany neck. And I don't know what kind of fretboard it has. I think rosewood of some kind.
I think so too.
So you're going to have to do some stuff. If you want to buy this, you're going to have to put some controls in it, and you're going to have to, do some wiring and do some little bit of fret dressing, but it's really cool. And it's really one of a kind. And it's, something that is done by an artist who I expect to see great things from in the future. And yeah, so if anybody is interested.
So Mr. Roach called it ugly twice.
Wow, what a dick.
I know. And then said it's a perfect looking guitar for a member of the gay community. So maybe we should put it on the pink pages.
I don't think that at all.
I don't either.
Not that I'm gay, but I do know some gay people, and they'd be cool with this. But I also know other people that aren't so concerned with things that have flowers on them being gay. So
no, there's lots of cool fabric tops with giant flowers.
That's right.
On them.
Yeah. So anyway, if anybody is actually interested in this, let me know. I'll take $350 for this guitar today and today only. So anyway, let me know on that one. But
the finish on it is actually really, really nice.
It really is.
Yeah.
So this has the brand. Tell us a little bit about the new top coat that we're using, Chris. So I'm going to get some beers while you do that.
It's a brand called Tamco. And I've heard lots of good things about it, but I hadn't been ready to make the switch. But our buddy Mike Learns told me you should probably try it out. So it's really good. I ordered it direct from Tamco, tamcopaints.com. They'll sell you a gallon and the the hardener that you need. They'll sell you a quart and the hardener that you need. The thing that I've heard about this stuff, and so far it's proven to be true, is it goes on just a smidge thicker. I don't want to say thick because that's a bad word in the guitar world.
Is it the ratio of like
I guess it's got more solids in it is the idea.
So do you need to put more retardant in there, or
yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about the chemistry of that stuff to be able to make that definitive determination. But one of the things that they said is, it will cover tape lines really, really well, and that's proven to be true. And I sprayed 3 coats on this. I sprayed a medium coat and then 2 medium heavy coats, and it covered almost completely smooth all this stuff. And I would have had to spray 5 coats of the other stuff. But the other thing that they talked about is how well it buffs, and I'm really looking forward to that.
I can tell you that you had a lot of good times. Well, not good, but you thought that sanding the the top coat that we did on some today went really well, and it's
off. So on a couple of the other guitars we had some binding that I wanted to completely bury. So typically you spray it with a couple rounds, and then you'll give it a day or so, and you'll scuff that back. And this stuff sanded really, really nice. I really like the way it sanded, and then the additional top coats went on really, really smooth. And I'm really, as much as you can look forward to sanding and buffing, I'm looking forward to sanding and buffing this new paint and seeing if we can end up with something that I'm like over the moon about. Because I'm pretty happy with the results that we got with the old stuff. But and ultimately,
the nice thing about the old stuff is we could just drive down the street and get it.
Yeah. But this stuff's not crazy expensive, and if you know you're going to use it, you can always have it around. It's not like it goes bad. And if I can end up with something that I'm like 100% happy with, and that's going to be an impossibility because I'm never 100% happy with anything, that's just me. Anyway, it's so far it's really cool, and I like it. And thanks to Mike Learn for letting me know about it. I think some other guys use it. Somebody told me this is the stuff that Fender uses, so it's kind of, well, it must be good, right?
How many gallon drums do you think they buy?
I bet you. I don't. I have no
gallon or
idea. Yeah,
probably
yeah,
5 gallon
yeah,
pails
yeah.
or however.
I can tell you that I tried to get a hold of the people that sell this paint. I ordered it online, and I called to make sure that it was shipped, because they said, "Don't worry, you'll get a shipping get a shipping confirmation once it ships." And I never got that, so then I was starting to get nervous about it, and so I called them a couple times, and of course I couldn't get a hold of anybody, because I bought a gallon of paint. Big
Yeah.
deal.
And then it just showed up.
I'm a pretty big customer. Yeah. And then finally
I
I
bought a
from
gallon.
FedEx and said, "Hey, yeah, this paint's coming from Virginia." And just because I knew where it was coming from, I was like, "That's the paint. Yay."
Because the paint that comes from Virginia is top of the
Top
line.
of the line. Yeah.
That's
This
right.
stuff feels top of the line.
We like this better than our Omni production clear so far.
so far. Yeah.
So bringing it back to a response earlier from the question that we went down a slight rabbit hole.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Faculty Link said that, Matt, I think your builds will last much longer than a lacquer guitar. I've dropped solder on it, brushed it right off. That
Brushed it
poly's
right off.
Who said that?
Gary
Faculty
did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to cover that stuff up when you solder. Just solder over the top of it. The other funny thing, so you spend a ton of time getting the guitar perfectly smooth, perfectly shiny, before you even assemble it. And then what do? You assemble it and you get fingerprints all over it.
Gype.
And then you clean that off, and then the guy comes over and scrapes it up with the pick. And
Well,
like,
or you,
"All
yeah,
right,
you
you're done."
wipe off
Yeah.
Gype with a shirt that's loaded with polyester and scratch the crap out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Old socks are not good dust
No.
rags on guitars.
No.
So I have two seemingly unrelated questions, but I'm going to link them together.
You're gonna relate
I'm
them.
all ears.
Yes. So Gosling Creative wants to know how your NAMM GoFundMe is coming along, and so Happy Ad says he was playing an artisan the other day and he likes the floral vibe. So I was thinking about those cards I was making that I called you an artisan, and you were like,
Oh,
because I don't like to be called a luthier. I hate that
Are
word.
you sure he
There's-
wasn't playing an artesian?
there's nothing that seems more pretentious to me than a guitar builder who makes electric guitars calling himself a luthier.
Especially recently.
And there's one guy in particular who I'm not going to mention any names, but and he's not watching.
It's me.
It's not Chris, but
Oh.
it's this guy.
Is BTK?
No,
Nope.
it's this dude. And he calls himself a luthier, and you know what? I'm sure the 5 guitars that he has on his website sure are nice, but that's all you really see from that dude. Is and anyway, so he was. Anyway, so let's get back to the NAMM show GoFundMe thing. Our GoFundMe page is going great. Thank you for asking, and thank you for helping us out too. And I really need to do a show where we just thank people for helping us out. On
maybe
the going to Nashville thing.
Maybe the weekend before we go, we could do
Maybe we do a special one.
Nashville rundown. Yeah.
It's the Nashville GoFundMe thing is working great. We've gotten a lot of contributions from you guys, and we've gotten a lot of people who've just given us stuff. They've sent cash, or they've sent prizes and let us do whatever.
We have yet to get any tasty treats though.
No,
just
we haven't
saying,
got any snacks for the road yet. We're on the hook to buy our own Doritos.
Yeah, non-perishables also ship.
But everybody who has helped us out has done us a gigantic favor, and I think that we're really, really close to reaching our goal, and we are really, really close to being able to go to the NAMM show and not have it cost me out of my own pocket to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been absolutely wonderful, the response that you guys have given us to go to NAMM.
And I think we got some ideas on ways to maybe repay some of that stuff, or make some of the contributions. I don't want to say more worthwhile, but
we're gonna have some custom shirts made at NAMM that we're going to offer to people. That NAMM specific. That Chris and I, we're gonna give you the shirts off our back.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make like 10 or a dozen, whatever the. Ooh, did you hear that thunder? However many shirts, whatever the minimum shirt number is, we're going to get it, and they're going to be the ones that you and I wear at NAMM, and then we're going to get those to people. So.
Yeah, and presumably, NAMM guitars.
Yep.
None of them are spoken for yet.
I'm really excited about the NAMM show. Well, how's our countdown to NAMM going? in your head? In my brain, I feel like we're doing well because
I think we're doing really well. We're marching along. We haven't had any real big snafus.
We did switch paint midstream,
which I think made you nervous.
It made me a little nervous, but
until today.
But Mike told us a little bit. He's like, "Yeah, don't sweat it, guys. You'll be fine."
And I think ultimately it'll pay off big dividends. So
I think the guitars look awesome, and I'm really excited to show everybody what good stuff we've got at the show.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going and
I'm looking forward to it too.
Like you said, one of my favorite things, one of your favorite things is when guys come in and they play our guitars, and it's just going to be that overload
for 3 days.
Yeah. And I think, and it's funny, some people like this guitar, some people like that guitar. It'll be really interesting to see what the overall experience of everybody is as far as our guitars.
Some of you guys who are watching right now are going to be in the Nashville area, and you're going to have some beers with us.
And Gosling Creative says, hit Brown's Diner when in Nashville. It's the best cheeseburgers in town.
You know what?
Scary Cherry says, just drink beer. It's plenty of protein.
I am a cheeseburger maniac. So yeah, I'm looking forward to places with good burgers.
Yeah.
And we've got some friends down in the Nashville area who we're going to get to hang out with. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of work. And I think when it's all said and done, I'm going to be ready to go to the shooting range for a week and something like that. Although Mrs. Texas Toast won't let me leave for another week, but anyway, I'm really looking forward to NAMM.
Like I have some kind of like I'm some Bengali and I've got control over you and your behavior.
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, what else did we say we want to talk about? We talked about this guitar.
How long should a guitar last? How long should a guitar last, Matt?
Well,
indefinitely. I think that a guitar should and will last as long as it's going to last. How long should it last if you don't play it? If you put it in a dentist's office and behind a glass case, it will last forever.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you play
it on the first 4 ZZ Top records, then maybe it won't last forever, and that's why you got to get thousands of other guitars to play.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so I'm scrolling back looking for a comment that came in earlier, and it was like a salty comment for you guys.
Ooh. Was it a salty comment that was a legit salty comment, or was it a salty comment they just wanted to reply to?
No, I think it was a fabricated salty comment.
Okay.
And basically it's saying, hey, I can't find it now. I'm sorry. I can't give you credit. But they said, hey, what's up, Silent J and Bob? Or Silent Bob and Jay.
Monkey looks way more like Silent Bob than I do.
It's like Silent Bob's mini me.
Yeah. We're gonna stand out and we're gonna sell joints out by the Handy Mart one day. In Denver, can you sell joints standing outside of the parking lot of a convenience store?
Legally, you can.
No, because you don't have a permit. Listen, they will fine you for not having a food service permit for a little kid having a lemonade stand. Which, by the way, Country Time Lemonade will pay kids fines and their permit to get have a lemonade stand, which is fucking awesome.
That's totally cool. Yeah. So no.
So
Monkey and I can't sell joints.
Street.
Can we give away little pocket Bibles like they did in the second Clerks movie?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. All right.
You can give them away.
Okay. I don't.
Can you give away joints?
Can you give
somebody a bottle of scotch for a gift?
I guess.
Same thing.
Okay.
Are they over 21?
There's a convenience store that is in our neck of the woods that is like going back in time. Not just to when pot was illegal in Colorado, but like many years.
Like pre
like 70s. Yeah, it's so awesome. And I think that Monkey and I should dress like Jay and Silent Bob and go. I'd have to shave and I'd have to learn to dance, but then
you'd at least have to learn how to do the bird or something.
Yeah,
you'd have love more staying the motherfucking time.
Yeah.
So what else is going on, Chris? What else is happening?
Well, BB Maid said to go see a show at the Station Inn. I'm guessing that's in Memphis.
Or Nashville?
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
We're going to have some time to do some cool Nashville stuff.
Yeah. But
I don't predict this. This is not like a 3-day joyride. Unfortunately, you know what I mean? We're going to have to like do a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say we, I really mean Chris more than anything.
Yeah, Matt's
It's
kind of
probably
lazy.
I'm kind of Really, it's just me bitching and belly aching while Chris does all the work.
Did
It
you
really
hear that
is.
thunder?
I did.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It smells like rain. I'm hoping that we can get one, even if it's Sunday,
Sure.
one night where we can go out and have some Nashville type fun.
I don't see why not. I think
And,
we're gonna get
yeah.
there on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Set up our booth at the show, which
Mhm.
won't take very long, and then I think we can pretty much dick off. So yeah.
Where do I put these 8 guitar stands?
Yeah.
Okay, done. Yeah, well, and everything we put away will be not how you set it up the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
I mean,
really just gonna be
and really it's
unloading.
not like you're gonna leave the guitars there. It's you set up the thing and go, I
propaganda.
think stuff will
Yeah.
look good here.
Yeah.
And then the next day you show up and you put guitars in the stands and go, that looks dumb.
Do you have the
And then you
strippers
reset
lined
it.
up?
Yes.
We have the strippers and the glitter cannons lined
Oh,
up.
do you mean
That's
for the
right.
show? No.
Just for the
Listen,
green
if
room?
you
Yeah.
if you rent them for the whole weekend, you can save a lot of money.
You
That's
really can.
insane.
Yeah, it's like renting a
It's
ditch
buying
digger.
It's like buying in
Well,
bulk.
it is renting
It's
a ditch
buying in
digger.
bulk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, it's
Why don't we just get some ditch diggers to be topless?
it's $269 a day or $900 for the week, and I'm not talking about the ditch digger.
I think just topless ditch diggers hanging around, dudes, or whatever. Yeah,
I need this ditch dug, and I'd prefer if you were topless.
maybe we could get some firemen to like stand around and suspenders and the boots.
No,
There's no. Hey, ladies play guitar too, Chris.
we could maybe if the firemen had their boots and they were collecting the money and they were giving a chunk of it to us,
Like all of it.
yeah. But otherwise,
I love the idea of strippers and glitter cannons, but I don't if we were part of the do you think that Jamie Gale is going to be there with his unbelievably pretentious show where he's credited with everything?
no, I don't believe he is going to be. I don't
Good,
think they
because
have
that guy's a putty butt.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about,
Jesus.
Jamie Gale is the curator of the guitar, boutique guitar builders showcase, where he cons a bunch of boutique guitar builders who are fucking awesome craftsmen to pay him a bunch of money to go set up at the NAMM show and have his fucking name on their guitars as like Jamie Gale, curator, guitar built by some dude who's awesome and is way cooler than Jamie Gale. That guy fucking sucks. And I hope that he's there so I can tell him that
Is he going to be there?
No, I don't
Once
think
in
so.
there?
But he's such an ass.
I think this guy should be put on Chris's list of people to fucking kick in the balls.
he's on the list. You just made the
How
list,
long is
buddy.
the list now?
It's 3 people,
All right, Zach Wilde,
Yeah, which I wouldn't.
which he wouldn't do. Ted Nugent,
Which I really.
which you wouldn't do, and Jamie Gale,
you do it.
which you would do. Yeah.
Totally. I might even punch him afterwards while he's down.
Yeah. So what
It's
he
just that
basically
much
does
closer to my foot.
is he steals the thunder from guys who actually make
Yeah,
stuff
he-
by
he
being the
kinda does.
curator of his
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So it's like some designer having like apprentice designers doing all the actual work and not getting their name
It's
on the
even
label.
worse than that. Yeah, because he's not even like he's just some dude. It's not like he's
Yeah.
Joel Danzig who actually makes stuff and has somebody else. You know what I mean? He's just some butthole who basically rented a big space out at the NAMM show and charges people to set up their stuff there.
Mhm.
And the stuff that these guys have is fucking awesome. And his personality is fucking lame. And I don't like him very much either.
I wish you'd just quit sugarcoating it
I'm-
and tell us how
Yeah.
you feel.
You know, we're not really going to get anywhere if you don't tell the truth
Okay. All
about
right.
how you feel, Matt.
Well, anyway, we did a video with Jamie Gale at the a couple of NAMM shows ago, and he was just, oh my God. I just wanted to punch him. Anyway.
So Joseph Caswell wants to know if they're going to be Nashville strippers or Colorado strippers.
Well, I don't think we can swing it to import girls from the Boogie Down.
No, I'm
Or
bringing
from-
one with me, but
Are you?
that's just for me.
Is it? Okay, cool. Oh, glitter cannon or stripper?
No, we're getting Brian Nutter to supply the glitter cannon
Wait, which is
because
The
he's
canyon, the glitter canyon.
yeah.
He's
Is that
working
the-
on the-
that's
is
her
that
na-
the
that's
60-year-old
her
grandma
name.
stripper,
Yeah.
Glitter Canyon.
Mhm.
Glitter Canyon.
No, he's going to be,
Ugh.
5 or 6 booths away, and we're just going to have glitter wars.
Glitter wars.
And sorry if you're in between.
Woe be unto
Yeah.
the people at the
Mhm.
mixing board booth in between us.
Yeah. Yep. Atlanta is going to fall.
I'm so looking forward to hanging out with Brian too.
Yeah.
There, I bet you he said that he knew a place that we could go and do and have beers and not be bothered. And I think that's because if Brian Nutter goes to Broadway Street, it's like,
Yeah.
hey everybody, it's Brian Nutter. Sit in with us for a while.
Tell us more about your boyfriend, Brian.
Yeah,
Nutter.
I'm trying to. Yeah. You know what I want to tell you about Brian Nutter? He doesn't like Jamie Gale either. I've heard. I don't know if that's true. I don't want to put words into Brian's mouth, but yeah.
You're just making shit up.
I
right
no. One of the very first things that we discussed was Jamie Gale.
That was
Anyway,
one of the things that bonded you two.
that's right.
Yeah.
Immediately was our
Mhm.
now.
dislike.
So Dirty
Jamie.
Knobs just posted Nutter to the main stage. Nutter
to the main stage. Do you think that I bet you Brian doesn't watch these? I think he's got like a life and doesn't watch.
Yeah,
our
probably. He
podcasts.
probably watches more Barney than these
Probably, yeah.
at this point.
Is
So,
Barney still a thing?
well, I think Barney's always a thing.
Whatever
right?
kids, whatever. Yeah,
Just like Mr.
little
Rogers was
kids
a
are-
thing.
Yeah.
He's
I
dead.
was watching old. Yeah, but when I
but
was
Fred
a kid,
Rogers is still a thing.
yeah, I was
He's still
watching
cool.
old ones. None of them were new. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you don't know when they're.
There's a
when
movie
they're
coming
made.
out with Tom Hanks is playing Mr. Rogers.
Really?
Yeah, for shizzle.
Huh.
It's not a biopic. It's about him and some other dude. doing
Yeah, is it
something, I
like
don't know.
okay?
Being a sniper?
Yes, exactly.
Because remember, there's that like called Fred Rogers was a
He's-
sniper in
he
Vietnam
is
with
long chain.
88 confirmed
He's a
kills.
long train. You
He's
don't know.
not. That's Carlos Hathcock, who looked a little bit like Fred Rogers. Maybe
Yeah.
that's where the story came from. Is that somebody mistook Carlos Hathcock for Fred Rogers?
Half cock.
Hathcock, yeah.
Hath.
93 confirmed kills and a whole gob of probables. That's what he said. Over 400, they said. Anyway,
So Joseph Caswell is wondering if Gibson is going to have their lawyers walking through the guitar hall, taking
God, I hope
notes
so.
and photos for future references on who they were going to sue.
Yeah.
why would they not?
I kind of want to get some heat about it.
Yeah,
I kind of want to get some feedback
I
on
do
that
too.
on that deal. Because really, what are they going to do?
Yeah,
They're gonna have Nashville police with them to confiscate instruments.
It's going to be like the Blues Brothers.
Yeah,
They're gonna have John Candy.
Orange Whip.
We have looked at the Gibson page
On
and
their
if you
trademarks?
Look, if you look really, really hard on the Gibson.com, you can find their trademarks and
You can look
trademark.
up uspts.gov, United States Patent and Trademark Office.
But it's easier to look up Gibson trademarks by going to the Gibson page and looking
Then
for
you're
their.
Or
trusting
just go down
Gibson.
here and Matt might post it for you.
I might, but I do very, very little with
That's true. Yeah.
these videos. People ask me all
People
the
have
time. if I
probably already
wanna-
seen it because I've seen it several places.
Yeah. So we have a pretty decent idea of what we can and can't do based on that page. Now, it is my understanding, and I know I didn't want to talk about this, yet here we are,
Yeah.
that Gibson lost their Flying V suit to Framus in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
and who knows what's going to happen to the United States. Now,
Yeah.
do you out there, I don't know if you can see my, or does anybody out there know, and Chris, maybe you know, there's no precedent for what happens, what works in Europe to work in the United States necessarily. Is there?
Correct, but a lot of the arguments that they made over there are arguments that people have made here.
Okay.
And basically it was at this point in time that guitar shows no real difference in because basically what what I think they were saying is you're reapplying
Yeah.
for this, and in
You have to
19
pay maintenance.
yeah, and they said in 1958 it was definitely a new and innovative idea, but at this point it is not new or innovative, and you have not backed this properly over the last 50 years.
I would love to know
There is
too.
a
like-
thing is
You are-
abandoning your rights.
Right, exactly, yeah, and
And then not trademarks, but a patent has a shelf life. You can only keep
We're
Well, yeah,
talking
patents-
specifically about
patents run out,
trademarks.
but
in this
trademarks.
one,
Yeah. And they said you haven't you haven't reinforced it properly, so no.
I would like to know who's made more Flying V's, Gibson or Dean?
Oh,
Probably-
that was a great video of the
probably
guitar of the
Dean.
day. That Dean V.
No, that wasn't a Dean. That was an Ibanez.
Ibanez,
Ibanez,
from the
right.
70s.
the rock and roller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, maybe we'll talk about that next time, or maybe,
maybe
not.
not.
I'm so
Yeah.
over like what Gibson wants to do.
Yeah.
And
And really, it's
if there's any lawsuit,
a lot of
stuff
buzz
with
for-
Dean,
for
we can talk about
nothing.
that.
I'll bet you in a year we can come back and talk about this, and everybody
Sure.
will be like, okay.
Why don't we just say that like Gibson steps on their dick? I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think that
Gibson F's themselves in the B,
what's the B?
wherever you
Butthole?
want it to
Okay.
be. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Don't mistake this for me hacking on Gibson. I guess I am a little bit, but it's not because I don't think that Gibsons are cool. I do. I don't know. And again, when I said this when we were talking about the Mark guy and the what's his name, the JC guy who's the new CEO.
Levi's.
I don't know if those guys are dicks or if they're cool. I don't know them, so I don't know. And people would give me shit. They're like, well, you know what? That guy he's not as cool as you think he is. I don't think he's cool or uncool. I don't know the man. I've never met the man.
I think we're giving them, unlike a lot of other people, we're giving them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt on this deal.
Well, yeah, we're not going to hang out with those dudes when we're in Nashville.
We might.
We might, but yeah, they're probably going to offer you a
I would
job.
sell out in 2 seconds. I'd go work for Gibson right now.
That's funny because when I said yesterday they're going to offer you a job, you said, there's no way, dude.
No, there is no way they would. Why would they offer me a job?
What if they did, though?
What would I have to, other than, hey, he knows how to sand. He shows up with his
He knows
own
how to
wood block.
sand.
Yeah, he shows up with his own block.
Next week, the podcast is going to be Chris gets offered a job by Gibson. What should he do?
Yeah.
What should he do?
What would my title be?
It would be head of super
Restroom
cool-
relations. Yeah. Excuse me. Would you mind answering a short questionnaire?
When I
after
talked to Bruce Bennett the
coming out
last
the bathroom
time,
at Gibson?
he was telling me a bunch of stories
Bruce
about working at Gibson.
Yes.
Bruce Bennett.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Uh-huh.
Bruce Bennett.
I don't
used
have any fingerprints thanks to Bruce Bennett on one hand.
because of the Deadhead sander?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why'd you send? Anyway,
I
well,
didn't.
he was telling me about
They're
how
fine.
rotten it was to work for Gibson when he was there, and how quick the turnover was.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and everybody thinks it would be neat to work at a guitar company.
I
know
think
a
of
guy-
one guy who thought it would be neat and doesn't think so anymore.
Who's that?
How would you
Me?
like to be Mark Agnesi right now?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
just saying. Yeah.
well, and he's one of those guys. He actually got paid real money. I know a
Mhm.
guy that works for Fender, and he's, I don't want to say he's
The
high up, but
flip-flop sander.
he's not. Well, he does quality control
Okay.
and setup
Okay.
near the end of the line, and he doesn't think it's that neat of a job.
I bet it's just a job after. a
Yeah,
few
it
days,
really is. Yeah, it's a factory job, and I think he does it because that's kind of what he's always
800
done.
strats a day.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah. How many nuts can you file in an hour? Okay, the day's 8 hours long.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. What were we talking about?
Well, lots of stuff. It's all fun.
It is really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mrs.
don't-
Texas Toast, is
I
there
don't think I
anything
wanna
that
work
we
for
have?
Gibson
I don't think you do either.
I just going a little off the rails.
You were?
Yeah.
typing stuff?
Well, yeah. So Faculty Link said a post, and then later on said, I'm expecting Debbie Gibson to be suing me for that one post. And I
Debbie
said,
Gibson.
oh, I think it's Deborah Gibson now.
I think it is Deborah.
I did. I
now,
saw her on
yeah.
a talk show or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then he came back with, she's a hot senior citizen. I'm like, yeah, I jail after her all the time.
You're a hot senior citizen, Chubbs.
Yeah.
Well, so I think we have beat this horse to death. And
Damage 262 said, I thought we were talking about weenie rollers.
we were not, but we can now. So here's
Brought to you by Hams.
Hams,
The beer refreshing. Hams.
You get the product placement in there. That's nice.
I try.
Hams is going to sue you for putting their product in a
Well, we're
video.
basically advertising free for hams.
And that was one of the things
We
those
do that-
guys that said that were talking about Gibson stepping on their dick or
oh
something.
yeah.
Oh, and then they were like, "Oh, suing you for putting a Gibson in your movie." You should have been paying them for the endorsement of your
Yeah,
product in the
yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's hard to
yeah.
beat Gibson, y'all. It really is.
Yep.
Well, so I think that was a fun podcast, and I think it's time to wrap it up. What do you think?
Sure.
Is there anything that we needed to cover? How about
Not
this?
for
I am
me.
all out of ideas for next week. If you have any good ideas for next week's podcast, please leave them in the comment section below. If you liked this podcast, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. What are you waiting for? Oh, you know what? We hit 9,500 subscribers recently.
Yeah.
And we are well on our way to 10 grand, which is a very cool milestone.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. So thanks to everyone who's watching the videos and enjoying them and subscribing.
Mhm.
I don't know what the video for this week is going to be yet. I have a lot of things in the can, and I might have a few tricks up my sleeve that I work on tomorrow when I'm supposed to be doing other stuff.
It's going to be a video about skimming the pool.
Could be, you know, as a pool owner, I have a stock tank pool. Maybe next week we'll do the podcast from the stock tank pool.
Maybe you should just do some intros.
Intro from the stock
From
tank
yeah,
pool.
we'll just film a bunch of those. You can be.
If anyone is, if anyone's
We
interested,
should talk
in
about
hanging-
this. We should remind people.
We should remind people
this.
that the guitar in the center between Chris and myself is available for sale. It is a one-of-a-kind unit, and it is available for the unbelievably low price of $350.
Mhm.
Please send me an email at texastoastmatt.com for more details, or if you want to just buy it, just buy the damn thing.
Yeah, and it'll be a really cool guitar.
It'd be really cool. If
Or it'd be a really good wall art, even if that's all you wanted it to be. It's really neat. I mean, once
think it's
again, this doesn't really show how great it is. It's really nice.
And I can't stress enough. This was done by Michael Learn, who is a lineage of very, very talented painters.
yeah.
So with that, let's go ahead and sign off. Thank you to Mrs. Texas Toast for doing all that you do and being all that you can be. You're an army of one.
I had quite a few beers today and I'm getting a little bitchy right now.
Oh, on the
Don't get
typey
bitchy.
thing, or
Don't,
just
don't
in
be
real
angry.
life?
Some people just need fucking hitting.
Well, okay. So anyway, I guess if you need fucking hitting, Mrs. Texas Toast is
going.
gonna fucking hit you.
See how that works out for you.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all next week, and stay tuned for more Texas Toast videos coming this week, including maybe some all new stuff that you haven't seen me do before. So until next time, this is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that life is short. You might as well have a cool guitar. Thanks for watching, everybody.